Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Physics Infinity. Today we will study the moment of inertia of a solid cylinder. Let us consider a solid cylinder of radius r, mass m and length l. Now let us assume that we have to find out its moment of inertia about its own axis. Let us assume that A, B be a required axis. Now imagine the whole solid cylinder to be divided into a large number of thin coaxial elementary hollow cylinders. Let us assume that one such hollow cylinder be of radius x and of thickness dx. Now first of all we will find out the moment of inertia of this thin hollow cylinder, and then with the help of that moment of inertia we will find out the moment of inertia of this complete solid cylinder. Now let us proceed. The volume of this complete solid cylinder is given by pi r square L. Therefore, the mass per unit volume of the solid cylinder will be equal to mass upon volume, that is m upon pi r square L. Now, the volume of the elementary cylinder or this hollow cylinder will be given by the surface area of this ring 2 pi x into dx into the length of this hollow cylinder, that is L. Therefore, its volume will be equal to 2 pi x into dx into L. Therefore, its mass will be given by the mass per unit volume of the solid cylinder, that is m upon pi r square L into the volume of this elementary cylinder, that is 2 pi x into dx into L. That is equal to, upon calculations, 2mx upon r square into dx. Now the moment of inertia of this elementary cylinder about AB axis, let us assume it is equal to di. Now we have a hollow cylinder of radius x and length L, and we have to find out its moment of inertia about its own axis. Now that is given by its mass into the square of its radius from a previous article. Therefore, that di will be equal to 2mx into dx upon r square, that is the mass of the elementary cylinder into the square of its radius, that is x square. Now we get di to be equal to 2m x cube upon r square into dx. Now we have a small moment of inertia, and with the help of this we have to find out the moment of inertia of this complete solid cylinder. For that we will integrate that. Now the limits of integration will be the minimum value of x is equal to 0 and the maximum value of x is equal to r, the radius of the solid cylinder. Therefore, the limits of integration will be from 0 to r. Therefore, we get the moment of inertia of this complete solid cylinder about AB axis given by I is equal to integration di, that is integration 0 to r di to be equal to this result 2m x cube upon r square into dx. Now this 2m upon r square is a constant term, and therefore it can be taken outside the integration. Here we have, and inside the integration we have x cube. Now this x cube upon integration is equal to x raised power 4 upon 4 between the limits 0 to r. Using the limits here we get the I to be equal to mr square upon 2. So this is a required moment of inertia of this solid cylinder about its own axis AB. Now our next case is to find out the moment of inertia of the same solid cylinder about an axis passing through its center of mass. Here we have G but perpendicular to its length. Let us assume that CD be a required axis of rotation. Now this CD axis is obviously perpendicular to AB and also passing through G, its center of mass. Now we have to find out the moment of inertia of this solid cylinder about this CD axis. For that, let us assume this cylinder to be divided into a large number of thin circular discs at right angle to the length of the cylinder. Let us consider one such ring or one such disc of radius obviously r and thickness dx, but at a distance of x from this CD axis about which we have to find out its moment of inertia. Now we will find out the moment of inertia of this disk. Then we will find out the moment of inertia of the complete solid cylinder with the help of that small moment of inertia. Now let us assume that EF be a diameter of this disk, and obviously this EF is parallel to CD. Now the moment of inertia of this disk about EF we will find out, and then with the help of that we will find out the moment of inertia of this thin disk about CD axis. Let us proceed. The volume of the cylinder is again pi r square L, and therefore the mass per unit volume of the cylinder will be equal to mass upon volume, that is m upon pi r square L. Now the volume of the disk is given by its surface area pi r square into its thickness, that is dx. Therefore the mass of the disk is equal to the mass per unit volume of the solid cylinder, that is m upon pi r square L, into the volume of the disk, that is pi r square dx, that is equal to m upon L into dx. This is the mass of a thin disk. Now the moment of inertia of the disk about its own diameter. Here we have EF. Here we have this EF. It is given by mr square upon 4, that is m upon L into dx, the mass of the disk from here, into r square upon 4. Now since CD and EF here are parallel, therefore we will use the principle of parallel axis. Also this h is equal to x, since x is the distance between these CD and EF parallel axes. Now we'll get the moment of inertia of the disk about CD axis given by di2 equal to di1 plus mh square. Now this is a di1, that is m upon L into dx into r square upon 4. Here we have plus mh square m, that is m upon L into dx into h square, that is x square. Upon calculations, we get the result to be equal to m upon L into r square upon 4 plus x square into dx. This is the moment of inertia of this disk about CD axis. Now we'll integrate this moment of inertia and we'll find out the moment of inertia of this whole solid cylinder. Now again the limits of integration will be the varying value of x. The minimum value of x can be minus L upon 2 and the maximum value will be plus L upon 2, because this axis is passing through its center of mass. Therefore it will divide its length in two equal parts, that is L upon 2 the lower side of CD axis and L upon to the upper side of this CD axis. Therefore the limits of integration will be minus L upon 2 to plus L upon 2, and we get the moment of inertia of a solid cylinder about CD axis to be equal to integration di2, that is m upon L into r square upon 4 from here plus x square into dx between the limits minus L upon 2 to plus L upon 2. Now again this m upon L being a constant term can be taken outside the integration, and we get inside the integration r square upon 4 into 1 plus x square dx. Now r square upon 4 as it is a constant, and integration of this one to be equal to x plus integration of x square to be equal to x cube upon 3 between the limits minus L upon 2 to plus L upon 2. Using the limits here and upon calculations, we get m upon L into r square upon 4 into L plus 1 upon 12 into L cube, that is equal to m into r square upon 4 plus L square upon 12. This is the moment of inertia of the solid cylinder about CD axis, that is passing through its center of mass and perpendicular to its length. Hence our result is here. Thanks for watching my video.